My name is Vicki Balick. I'm the Large Animal Evacuation Coordinator for Ventura County Animal Services. Today we're going to do a video that's going to help provide you with some tips on planning for large animal evacuations. We're going to show you different things like essential supplies that you should have in bags and in your trailer, and also training techniques and things you can do with your animals to help them prepare for large animal evacuations when evacuation orders are issued. One of the things I always recommend is creating a grab bag. This is the bag that you'll go to when an emergency does occur. It has the basic emergency essentials that you'll need, or most likely will need, if you do have to evacuate. Some of the contents are your emergency identification information. These are the things that will go on your horse when you do have to evacuate. A multi-purpose knife, a hat, extra gloves for handling the horses, plus rubber gloves. You always want to have your face masks and a set of safety goggles, a notepad with extra pens, large bandanas, and flashlights with batteries that are separate from the flashlights. I have a headlamp and a handheld flashlight, and then I keep the batteries in a bag together with the flashlights. I can put the batteries in at the time of a disaster when evacuation is required. This will help minimize your stress and trying to remember what it is you need to grab. This is what happens when you're not ready for your emergency grab bag.
Evacuate! Evacuate!
What did I forget? This is a perfect example of what happens when you're not prepared with your grab bag. You're more stressed, you worry about what you've forgotten, and when you're more stressed, you can get a reaction from your animals, and your animals become more stressed. Now let's see what happens when you're prepared with your grab bag and there's an emergency.
Right now, emergency. Evacuate now.
I'm ready to go. Got the bag. Let's roll.
How great is that? Calm horses, calm demeanor, less stressed. You're ready to go without worrying about what you forgot. Now that you have your grab bag ready to go, it's time to talk about your trailer, if you have a trailer. The emergency equipment that you should have in your trailer, and that it should be organized. Here are some of the items that are important to have in your trailer. A water tank or filled water canisters. As a general rule of thumb, when I trailer out, I use that water while I'm out. When I come back, I empty the water and I refill it. That way there's always water in the trailer in case of an emergency. I also have a stud chain, multiple halters, extra lead lines, a lunge line, and a whip. In addition to this, you should always have your fire extinguisher, not only in the trailer, but also in the truck. And down here, I have one of 3 emergency medical containers. It's a lot easier if you pre-organize and label these during your planning, because when you're stressed, it's very difficult to find things. This container includes Banamine paste, bute powder, a syringe, antihistamine powder, a hoof pick, electrolytes, and horse cookies. Our second container has large wraps, polo wraps, 2 vet wraps, latex gloves, antibiotic ointment, hand sanitizer, betadine solution, blue coat, which is wound care, Q-tips, cotton, gauze wraps, gauze padding, maxi pads and tampons, 2 rolls of self-adhesive tape, athletic tape, saline solution, scissors, and safety pins. Our third container has gallon bags, sandwich bags, a roll of paper towels, a knife, witch hazel, 2 pens, hand sanitizer, duct tape, bandanas, and more flashlights. It's also important to have at least 2 water buckets to keep in the trailer at all times. A few other essentials that I like to have are more flashlights, extra batteries, and I also keep two radios that are battery powered with extra batteries attached to those as well. So now we're going to talk about emergency evacuation planning with your livestock. It's important to teach them how to handle different levels of energy, being handled by strangers, and being able to handle sudden stress. It'll help you stay calm, and it'll help minimize their stress as well if they're prepared ahead of time. This is what happens when your horse isn't ready for that change of stress and when that emergency occurs. Come on, let's go, let's go, let's go, come on. As you can see, Zane was very resistant and somewhat stressed about what that lady was doing, his owner, and may have cost him a trailer ride to safety. Another important aspect of planning for a natural disaster is helping to teach your horse how to be handled by strangers. It's important that they learn not only to handle the energy, but groups of animals together and people who may come and go while they're being evacuated.
Oh, good boy. Good boy, good boy. Good boy.
It's crucial that you teach your horses how to load into a trailer. Not only your own trailer, but also several different types of trailers in case somebody else has to load them during an emergency. This is Vivo and Chris. They're going to demonstrate how to load into a horse trailer. Chris is calmly walking up to the horse trailer, leading Vivo to the side. He's not letting him in front of him. He's either next to him or behind him. He's not going to drag him in. He wants to stay to the side of Vivo, helping Vivo to the front of the trailer. When Vivo's in the trailer, Chris is going to tie him off with one of the loops at the top above the window, and then calmly walk out and close the divider. If you don't have a horse trailer, find somebody who does and make a plan so that you know your horse can be evacuated safely should there be an emergency evacuation. I also like to keep a binder with my grab-and-go bag. The binder contains a laminated placard that has a picture of my horse with myself and all vital information about my horse, my contact information, and an emergency contact. It's got 3 holes punched in it so that it can be hung on a stall or in a barn during an emergency where the animals are held. It also contains emergency planning worksheets. This has all information, where we house our horses, 3 different emergency contact information numbers, any additional information about the animals. I have multiple copies of this so that I could keep one in the binder, give one to a friend, and also give one to the staff at the location where the animals are evacuated to. In addition to this, I have several pictures of myself with my animals, which documents ownership and helps to identify the animals. Also, as another means of making sure you have proper ownership, I keep a copy of the registration for each of my animals. More pictures? Owner and horse together. And one more shot. This stays with my grab-and-go bag so that it's always easily accessible when the emergency occurs. Thank you.